One time for the underdog. One time for the underdog. You got the world on your
What's going on, traders? Welcome back to FX220 YouTube channel. This is Oussama, expert Forex trade and mentor, and in this video we're gonna be discuss the analysis behind my Euro USD trade that I took yesterday, the one that you've seen in the first video with the music. I got a lot of people complaining about the music. They tell me, oh, you gotta take it off or the music is not good, but honestly it's like the recording of a few hours, so I fast forwarded and then put some music so it would be a bit fun to watch. So let's get straight to the point. Let's get to the video about my trade on Euro USD. So we'll start to analyze the Euro USD from the higher time frames. So let's take a look on the daily time frame. So we've seen the euro the past couple of months. We've seen the strong downtrends on the Euro USD, all these falls from here, and we've seen price hit a major trend line and a weekly key level of hours. As you can see, this is a major long-term trend line. This is why we had such a big pullback. Price went all the way to this region. Let's see if this lines up with any of our fib levels. So let's take the fib tool. We'll take it from high to low, and let's see where this sits. So price did bounce off this trend line and went all the way back up to the between our 38.2 fib level and our 50% fib level, which also lines up with our 200 EMA, our descending daily trend line, and our resistance zone. So a lot of confluences on this point that it will be a turning point for the Euro USD to fall after that and continue the big downtrend, the long-term downtrend that it started. So you can see it here, downtrend, retracement, and then continuation. So if we could break, we already broke this monthly key level, this blue thick line that you see right here. We already broke it and closed below it. If we can break this trend line and have maybe a retest of this trend line, come back, continue to the downside, we're looking at the euro maybe to create a new low. So we'll see what happens from there we're not going to try to predict very long-term moves and exactly how they're going to happen, but we have our key levels ready. So if we break this level, break this trend line, the next target would be here, which is 1.14800, and the next, if we break this again, close below it, retest it and fall, the next target would be our next weekly level, which will be 1.13200. So we'll keep an eye on the euro. We may have an extension of the trend and a big continuation, as I said, if we can break down downside here. So let's get on to lower time frames where the magic happens, where we take our entries. So we don't care about the long-term trend. We just try to trade in line with it, but our most important trend is the immediate trend, the one on the 15-minute chart or the hour chart, which is the trend we will be trading. So this is our market cycle. We had our 5 waves bearish cycle, then we had our ABC correction, and we had like a triple top around here, so this would suggest this is a reset, and we may have another bearish cycle to the downside. And this is why when we jump on the 15-minute time frame, we've seen this shift in the trend. A lot of people expected this to be a big uptrend, but when you know the market cycles, you kind of expect these turning points in the markets. So we had our downtrend had already begun. I've took this entry also. The video about this entry is on the channel. Beautiful entry. So we have our confirmed downtrend, and our market cycle would suggest that this is a downtrend. So we're expecting more. Looking at this, the exact same day that I took the entry, we had our famous Asian consolidation. It was very tight. We expect the price to break out of that consolidation and do like a false move and then go into the opposite direction, which is exactly what happened. This is what market cycles do. They break off that consolidation. A lot of people go short. They get trapped. Market goes up, they lose. And also the people who went long and expecting the price that it's going to go all the way up, they also lose. So they make all kinds of traders lose. But us, the traders that follow me, the FX 220 traders, we all know all their games. So we would be patient and sitting patiently to wait for our setups. We'd know that market came back, broke the EMA 50 and went up and created for us a bit of an M formation. If you can see right here, let's zoom in so I can draw it. So market went up, 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 and then it looks like a bit of an M formation. You can also say it's a head and shoulders formation. If you take this and here and here, so it's a bit of an M and head and shoulders formation. It doesn't really matter as long as it meets our criteria and it's one of the setups that we trade, so we're gonna take it. And we had our big confirmation at the first candle of New York. So remember guys, when I told you you would expect always false moves start off New York, and this is exactly what happened. Some traders, they take their entries here. This was a news release, the New York early news release. We always mark the news release with this icon. And notice here how the traders that went short, they start to see these candles going up. They would be like, is something wrong with my analysis? But we've seen this many times. We're expecting this. I honestly was expecting this. I knew that my entry was not going to be like a zero drawdown entry, because it's the most ideal entry to enter, all right? Because let's say I was looking for a zero drawdown entry. I know I can enter after the news, but it would be a bit late. If I enter it, it's gonna be a zero drawdown entry and I will still make a profit. This is exactly 21 pips, but it's gonna be a bit late, all right? Your stop would be much more bigger. I knew that I have to enter at the most ideal entry that I get like the most profits without being in so much drawdown. And this is it. This was my entry. I expected to absorb a little bit of drawdown. This was a stop hunt for the people that bring their stops down, caused by news, and then we fell down. This trade was perfect. I was watching it and I was like, I'm seeing perfection right now. Because it went according to the plan 100%. So notice what they do with news. Okay, market went down, news is gonna cause a pullback, then boom. Then market went down, news is gonna cause another pullback. This is exactly, there was another news release around this time, and I held my trade, and then boom, the take profit was smashed to the pips. Notice how this daily key level was so accurate that market like touched it like to the pip and then bounced off of it. This is how accurate our key levels are. You can see them over and over again. They're so accurate, these levels, from the higher time frames, from our top-down analysis. This is why they're so useful when you're trading on the 15-minute chart, because if you do not do your top-down analysis, you would see market reverse here. You don't know why. Exactly like this thing that happened today. This is a long-term trend line, daily trend line, and notice how price respected it, like even on the 15-minute chart. Even if you can go down on the 1-minute chart, you will see it like perfected. This is how accurate our levels and trend lines are following the FX220 approach. So basically, by this time I was out. I took my take profit was at 22 pips. This setup had a risk reward of 1-to-1 ratio, so I was out before this stop hunt happened. And exactly, this was another news release. As I said, news releases will be utilized as false moves and stop hunts most of the time. So you've seen market go all the way up. It literally stopped people that wanted to go to hold for more. So if your entry is here and you wanted to hold all the way down here, you would probably bring your stops here. And this is what they do. Boom. They stop you and they go in the same direction. Like, you got the direction right, but you got stopped. So this is why we were in and out. We were already out before this move happened. Alright, so you enter with your 5 loss, 10 loss here, you bang your 22 pips, it would be $2,200 and you're done for the day basically. That's it, you don't need to do much, you don't need to hold all the way down here. This total move was 54 pips without counting this today. So for the more experienced traders that want to hold this move, you better be ready. Maybe you can trade your stop only after this. You see market close here, you kept your stop like wide open, maybe now you can trade it after the stop hunts. But for beginners, it's much more easier for you and much more beneficial for you if you just take your 20 pips, 25 pips, like 30 pips at maximum, and then boom, call it a day, because you basically don't need to catch hundreds of pips to make great profits in Forex. I say this all the time. Like, basically 10, not 10, let's say 20 pips a week could be enough for you. When you build your account, even if you have a small account, and when you prove to yourself like that you really know what you're doing and you have a high win rate, you can up the risk a bit so you can build your account. And you can only do that when you have like confidence in your system. You cannot do this with any other system, price action system or indicators system. Like, you can only do this when your system is proven to work over and over again and you have confidence in it. This is why I have confidence in my system. I have traded in for many years now. The students also I trade in it, they're making consistent wins. I mean, I'm so proud of them. Some of my students only started the program, and after a couple of weeks they are able to win trades consistently. So congrats on every student who is killing it, who took this information and took advantage of it and applied it, and now they have a big opportunity to improve their lives and make whatever amount of money they want. So also this trade, as always, we're following our strict criteria and checklist. So it met all our criteria. The pattern was here, the trend line was here, the correct trend direction, we got it. We got also all our key levels are all set and everything. We got the confirmations from the other pairs. Let's check them out. So the USD CHF around our entry was trending up strongly. So in order for the euro to fall, for the euro USD to fall, we need the euro to be weak and the USD to be strong, because notice here the euro USD is consistent of two currencies, the euro and the USD. So we want one to be strong and the other one want to be weak. In this situation, we are going short on the euro, so we want the euro to be weak and the dollar to be strong. And for us to know that, we have to analyze the major pairs, the pairs that have USD in them, basically. Not all pairs that have USD are majors. There are majors, minors, and exotics. But let us analyze the major pairs that are correlated with our traded pair. So in this case, we will analyze the USD CHF, and we had a big uptrend going on here. The USD was strong for a long time, and what's important is we analyze the same timing where we are entering on our selected pair. All right, we will focus on all these price action, yes, but we will take the most important thing is the same timing of our entry. We should get our confirmation around this time. So the euro around the same time was falling and the USD around this same time was going up. So that's a confirmation. The pound USD as well is correlated with the euro, and if you can see, it was falling around the same time. It was trading below our 50 EMA, and it was a big downtrend also. This also is a great setup, but we had many key levels here, so I was focused with the USD setup. I didn't take this one. It doesn't matter. We don't have to take every setup that appears. As I said, 20 pips a week is like could be a lot of money for all of you guys. So you don't have to chase 100 and hundreds of pips. And we can also make a lot of pips. In some weeks I can take like all the way from 4, 5, 6 trades, and some weeks I don't take trades at all, or I take only one trade. So we don't care if market moves a lot or we miss opportunities, or as long we know that we have a killer strategy, a killer system that is consistent, that will allow us to make money over our lifetime. That's what we care about. So there is always going to be a next opportunity, and we will take care of it. We don't need to take every single move in the market. So we had our confirmation here. Let's check USD JPY, another major pair. And notice here it was kind of going sideways, and it was strong at the same time. It was above our EMAs, it was trending up. So it's another confirmation. If we can check the AUD USD around that time, notice how it was falling around our time. Our entry on the euro was start of the US session, which was here, and notice that the same thing happened with the AUD-USD. It was also falling strongly. So that's another confirmation. Let's check the NZD-USD as well. Yes, then the NZD wasn't that strong at start of the US session. It was falling. So we had this trade just met all the criteria. These are the trades that we want to take. The simple, easy trades that are 100% in the money. You can almost be certain about these trades. When you get enough experience, when you trade enough of these trades, of these perfect trades, you will get a high level of certainty, something like close to 100%. You would say, all right, this trade, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. We're going to bank our money, we're going to get out, boom. And that's exactly what happens. That's all there is to it, guys, all right? This is all. When you keep things simple, when you trade with proven approaches and systems, it's really simple. It gets really simple. That's all you get to do. So guys, if you're looking for a complete program that's going to teach you all of this, explaining my whole strategy and system and this killer approach that is proven to work by me and by tens of my other students, if you're looking to learn this, I'm currently taking in students for the one-on-one mentoring program. All right, I've shared all my strategy and system. I've shared all the knowledge that I've accumulated from my immense trading experience in Forex. Like, the program just make results, like sure results. like I was very surprised with the transformations of my students. They went from one of my students, they sent me a message, let's look for it, let's check it out. Shout out to Daniel, and look what he sent me just today. He went from losing 95% of his trades to 95% wins, and he told me if he didn't make some mistakes he could have been 100% like wins. And that's not the only case. Like all my other students, I get these kind of messages from them every day. Shout out to you, Paul. Massive thanks again, man, for your assistance. I have taken only one loss in my last 14 trades. So you can do the math on this. That's close to 100% in the money win ratio. So, and the last 2 weeks, this is one of my new students. He joined like a couple of weeks ago. Anyways, thanks to your system, so far 8 wins out of 9 trades. So you've seen, and I've got like countless on reviews on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, on my YouTube. And these are real people that you can contact them also on our Facebook group. So this stuff really works. And I'm teaching you guys all of this, how literally to take your trading to the whole another level. Because you're gonna come with all this previous education that you got, mostly false stuff about it, things that don't really work, and I'm gonna take you to the whole another level by teaching you how the professionals do it, straight up. So I hope you guys like this video. If you're interested about the one-on-one mentoring program, just all you have to do is just contact me on my Facebook or Instagram, and I will reply to you and provide you with all the information about on how to join. So thank you very much. I hope you like this video. Until next time, good luck and good trading. This is FX220.